Hello everyone, I am Dr. Michael Littlecrow, and I will be your instructor for this Math 151 College Algebra course, which is completely online. I was just assigned the course Thursday afternoon. I got access to it starting Friday evening, so I've been getting it set up, and this video will be I'll keep it as brief as I can, and I just want to get you started in the course. So this is our Canvas shell. There's welcome to the course, gives you a little bit of information. Your instructor, I introduce myself, and I'll click on that to show you what I look like, or what I guess I don't, yeah, here it is. It's a little older, a couple-year-old page picture, but that's that. And again, generally I'll get back to you within a few hours, but certainly within 24 hours of any question. And this is how to get a hold of me. One of the important things is my email address is good. You can also message me through Canvas. That comes to my email as well. So you don't have to go to both places. Both of them do come to my email. So that's how to get a hold of me. There's the syllabus. I encourage you to kind of look through that, but I'm going to give you at least to get you started, and then maybe come back to all the details. Pacing schedule is right here, and basically what you see is each week, it's a 14-week course, so a little bit 2 weeks in, starting late from the full 16 weeks, but we still have enough time. We're going to do one lesson a week. And I'll break down the first lesson, and basically each lesson has the same structure. We've got our spring break. Before spring break, we'll have the midterm exam. However, I will extend it to be available to you over spring break for those who maybe want to use the spring break as additional time to study. So you can do that. And then we get the lessons 7 through 13, and then a final exam. The final exam will cover the entire course, so it is what do they say, comprehensive, so it covers everything. Okay, so that's the big overview. Each week you need to engage with the lesson, do those parts, and then they are due by Sunday night. I highly recommend not waiting till Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening, especially to start working on something, because the lessons will take you longer. And we'll get into that when we do that. First steps this is in every Canvas course, so you may have gone and looked over these things, but college policies and everything. I was involved in the SCC land acknowledgement, acknowledging we are on leased land from the Salt River Pima Maricopa Indian community, and I do quite a bit of work with the community, and have been glad to be a part of it. Myself, I'm Turtle Mountain Chippewa. My people are from North Dakota. I'm also Saxon on my dad's side, and yeah, so you could read that in my biography. Here's some free tutoring resources, again, that you can use throughout. Some are online, and you might just be able to search and find things. There's others where you can actually get remote tutoring from a human being. You also have access to come on campus if you'd like. I do teach a class on campus on Tuesdays and Thursdays. I think it's 10:30 to 12. If you're interested in meeting with me, I am on campus Tuesday and Thursday. I could maybe come a little early or stay a little late, so contact me and we could meet up on campus if you find that to be helpful. So now let's start into the course here. We've got our full textbook. You're welcome to click this and download it. It's free. Also, in each section you're going to see there's the section we're going to cover, but you may want to have access to the full textbook. That's it. There's some videos here on how to use the graphing calculator, and here's another, this is the TI-84 calculator, and then the NumWorks calculator takes you to a site where it's a newer calculator that I just found out about this last year, and it's got some really nice features. You can download an app that it'll work on your iPhone or Android or a tablet, and then you can also order a handheld version for $99. So it's, like I said, it works differently. I think a little easier to use than the TI-84, but if you're familiar with the TI-84 or have one, it's been used for many years, 20, 30, 40 years, something like that. And so that's there. Okay, so getting into the meat and potatoes, as we'll say. First week, lesson 1. So, and I'll click through these. So lesson 1, you will get in here a little introduction of what the learning objectives are, a little bit on prerequisites, so they give you some suggestions that if you're struggling, maybe you could go back and review these parts of the textbook. That's where it might be helpful to have the full textbook. But what I've also got is I've got a slide deck, like it's a PowerPoint, but it's a Google Slides that I do a recorded lecture. I taught this class in person last semester, as you see from the dates. And if you click on these, you will be able to see that recorded lecture. As we go forward, I will be updating things because, again, some of the things you might hear me say will be specific to that class. You can always ask me about it. It might not be the same for this class. And especially dates, any dates I mention. If I say, oh, that's due next something, it's different here. Everything we're going to be working on every week is Sunday night is the due date. It'd be good if you kind of maybe shoot for Friday nights as your due dates, get it all done, and you had a free weekend, but you've got through Sunday. And again, it all depends on what your possible work schedule, family situation, and other things you have going on in your life. So we give you that flexibility as much as possible. Okay, so I would come here, again, if you go through some of the other lessons, because you can work ahead. So yes, you can get lesson 1 done. You could then go on to lesson 2 and work ahead, but just do your best to stay on track, because once you get behind, it's a lot harder to be successful in the course and to keep going. And I'll just do the next. This will take us to the next module, which happens to be the reading. So you'll see it takes you right into the textbook. If you downloaded this, you would have this 3.1 reading, but well, this is not 3.1, this is chapter. So it takes you into the book. Yeah, that was one of the things surprise. I thought it should take us right into the book, but what we do is we go to content. That's right. And then we have to go to 3.1, 3, and then we say, oh, let's take a look at 3.1. And again, this is a resource. I take the slide decks I use were prepared by the textbook, so they highlight portions of the textbook, and I give you an oral way of going through. But some people like to have a more visual or reading experience, so that's what this is. And if you go look at the slide deck, you'll see some of these illustrations in there, some of the examples, again, because the slide deck is made by the textbook creators, the authors. The nice thing about here, though, is you can get examples, and then you can have the solutions. So, so there's these things. There's the try it, which I think those solutions are like in the back of the textbook or something. But there's this reading, and then 3.1, 3.2. Again, to get to the content, you click here, go down to chapter 3 and 3.2, domain and range. And again, some reading, some graphs. These are the types of things I will have included in the lecture, because again, the lecture outlines, the slides are taken directly from the textbook. And sometimes if there was something that I wanted to see that they didn't include, I'll do a screenshot and we'll talk about all of these. But here's another place to see them. Okay, so you've got those my lectures first. There are also video lessons, and these work through examples of types of questions and graphs of one-to-one function, interval notation. And when you click on here, you go into YouTube, and let's see, this
In this
one
exercise, we want to know which graphs
is about 3 minutes, and it works you through a problem. Okay, so those are helpful. You may go through all of them, and again, 3 to 5 minutes for most of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's about at 5 minutes each. Let's say 40 minutes, like a class period. So another way to kind of go through and see everything and learn. Or maybe you come back to this later, or just looking at the ones, piecewise functions, what is that? Well, there's 3 videos on them. Maybe that might be helpful to look at. Okay, those are not videos I have created, but someone else. Now we're into the homework. This is 10 points, and this is where you demonstrate your learning and you continue to learn. So you'll open the homework in a new window. We'll see, this is the first time I'm going in student view. So for the homework, you must earn at least 70% to be able to take the online homework, to be able to take the online test. So each section, the work that's due is the homework and then an online test. Now the test, I'll talk about that next, but 84 points. Let's go ahead and start it. Gives you some information. Let's go to the first question. If you want, you can jump around here this way, or you can left or right arrow to the next one. Some of them are like multiple choice and you just choose things. I'm not even paying attention. There's videos, so sometimes if you get to a question, you look at a specific video that's going to address this question. You submit the question, it'll tell you if it's right or if it's wrong. If it's wrong, you can try it. I think you get 3 attempts, and then ask for a similar question. Okay, so you just work through all of these. Once you have at least 70%, I would encourage you to get to 100%. As long as you keep going, you should be able to get there. And then let's leave this. And notice that actually took us into more Maricopa Online Educational Resources. So I guess I should have started with that. Because if you've had experience with some of the other courses we have, you'll know that we use more. But in this course, you don't have to register for it. You don't have to register for a separate course. I have it integrated right into Canvas. So by doing this, everything is there. You will not, in fact, you won't be able to, because I don't have enrollment set up. You won't be able to go directly into more. You have to always go through Canvas. Okay, so that's the homework. Let's see, where do I go next? Let's go back. Go home. Maybe it's better. Another way to navigate coming back here. So we were in lesson 1. We've looked at each of these, and then now we're going to look at the online test, which is 15 points. Notice they're due February 4th. That's this upcoming Sunday at the end of the first week. The online test, it's an external tool. It will click this. It opens in a new window. I haven't met the prerequisite. I don't have the 70% as a student, so it's not going to let me look at it. As a teacher, it would let me look at it. Let me tell you about these online tests. They are roughly, I don't remember in this course, 6 to 10 questions. Here's how they work. They are timed, because the goal is they are questions that have come from the homework. So if you've worked through the homework, you should know how to do it. I'm okay with you. I can't remember what all the instructions said, but I'll tell you right now, and maybe have it more written. You can use your notes on these. What I want it to be is more along the lines of a practice type test. So these are going to get you ready. So the more you take it, I mean, if you take it without notes, or at least attempt it without notes, I think that's the best way. View this as if it was like a midterm exam or a final exam. It'll help you prepare that way. It is timed. You have 60 minutes. However, there is a 30-minute extension, automatic, with no penalty, but your timer will show 60 minutes, and we encourage you to try to get it done within that 60 minutes. If you need the extra time, the 30 minutes are there for you as well. For each question, you get 2 attempts. So if you'll put in an answer. If you get it wrong, it will tell you it's wrong, and you will get another attempt at that same question. Now, if you get it wrong the second time, you do not get a new question to try. You cannot do a similar question. You're going to miss that one. However, you get 2 overall attempts. So you'll get done, you'll see your score. If you don't like that score, you want to think you could do better the next time, you could take it again, but it's going to give you a whole new test. Similar questions, but different versions. And then you'll be able to go through. So you get 2 attempts at the test. You get 2 attempts at each question as you're going through, which is helpful because sometimes you did something and it says round to 2 decimal places and you rounded to 1 decimal place and you get it wrong. I only rounded to 1. So you do a quick fix. That's the reason I do those. And we move forward from there. But that's the test. So each week you'll engage with the learning stuff, the videos, the reading. So that's going to take up some of your time. And then you've got the homework. And then you've got the test that will solidify your understanding of the homework. And then we'll go on to the next lesson. Okay. So each week, make time in your schedule. Again, this is a 14-week course, a 4-credit course. And so that means, let's do this. Standard setting, it's a standard 16-week course. 4 hours is what the in-class time is. And then outside of class, you should spend somewhere, they say 2 to 3 times. Let's just do 2 times. That would be 8 hours. So a total of 12 hours per week for 16 weeks. That's 192 hours. Again, time does not equal learning, but it is an estimate of about what it takes an average student to go through. Some of us, it might take longer. I'm a slow learner myself. So let's divide that by, since we only have 14 weeks. So yeah, it comes up 13.7 hours per week. The syllabus says I plan to spend about 14 hours a week. Schedule it. If you can get done in 10 and understand the material, I'm perfectly happy. If you can do it in 2, hey, great. Because some of this may be review for some of you. Okay, so we're not grading you on time, but just realize if you're spending 2 hours and it's not making, and you're not getting things done and it's not making sense, it's because this course is designed to take 14 hours a week. So be willing to commit to that. Again, once you get going, your learning may sort of get on turbocharge and you may be able to do things faster. But the thing to focus on is how are you doing with that homework? That's the application of the learning. And certainly how are you doing on the tests, which is sort of an assessment of how well you understand the material and if you're ready to move on to the next one. So that's what I have for you today. I want you to get started as quickly as possible. Come back and actually I would prefer that you sort of skip over a lot of this stuff. Don't look at the syllabus first. Just start working in the class. So maybe go through here, watch the lecture, look over the reading. Maybe you don't read every word. Maybe you just sort of scan it. Look at some of the video lessons. And again, decide on your own learning style. What works best for you. So maybe come here, view a few videos, go into the homework, come back, but find the way that works for you. And the goal is to get through understanding the homework and the online test for lesson 1. And then again, we'll pop over here. We'll see that's all due by February 4th, which is the Sunday. And then February 5th is the start of the week where we get into lesson 2. And you'll see the same structure here. I've got the dates here. Lesson 2, we got some reading, we have some video lessons, we got a homework, we got a test. I think I was gonna, I'm still updating this a bit. I don't like the word required. We just call it test 2, okay? Online lesson 2. So I'll get some formatting here. I copied this course over from from fall. This is spring. And so I will be making some updates as we go. Lesson 1 is, I checked it out. It's pretty much ready to go for you. I'll take a look, and I may be needing to do some updates as we go through, but I'll be getting there. So if you start working ahead, I don't guarantee everything is completely set in week 2 yet. I haven't reviewed it. It may be good, but during this first week, I will be looking at weeks 2 and 3 and getting them ready for you. So please feel free to contact me. Send me an email to introduce yourself if you'd like. I always enjoy that. I don't like to require too much, but first thing is for me to stop talking so you can get to work, right? So this is where we're at. Go ahead and get started. I'm happy to be working with you. Thank you so much. And again, contact me as needed.